I'm not gonna take a BRB. I'll just go right into this. Maybe we'll take a BRB while we're playing, but at the very least here. Pyre. I'm saying finale, but not with 100% confidence. But I want to. Again, ideally, if I streamed last night, then we'd definitely be able to probably hit finale tonight or today. Tonight. But we shall see. It's the plan. It's the plan. I always have to remind myself that I've got to plug in the controller after a game boots up for whatever reason. Okay. Continuing our non-stop domination. Where are we? Where art thou? I forget. Did I stop myself right before another liberation? Liberation right? I feel like I did. No. I did before a match, I think. Yes, a match. Just a regular match. Fair enough. Let's go then. Our squad depleted, but scrappy nonetheless. Oh, a page revealed. How exciting. The Spring of Ymir. Ymir. I oftentimes think of the carapace of the hive titan Biolanthius shall be an everlasting blemish on an almost splendid bit of land. But Ymir, in his brashness, felled the monster with a certain flare. Then the moon shone through the ridges of the massive carapace and shined upon the pooling ichor. I think it's ichor. Turning it into the freshest nectar ever to be tasted. The spring shall flow eternally, and those who walk within it shall experience the resplendent glory of the land. The stars began to fall there in the spring with regularity, and we now know how soon again that they shall do so. And we wish for you to see it for yourself. Take a quick inventory of the squad. 4 people only left. Bertrude gonna have to massively pick up the defensive slack. We have 2 Fastios, and then fucking a tree. A tree man who's basically gonna have to play all around her. In my eyes. Guys, can't help but wondering what happened to that number with the wigs. You know the one? I guess she's kind of pretty, maybe, I suppose. She's still around by any chance? Because, well, anyways. Nope, she's long gone. You lost your chance. Unlearn any masteries and choose again. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, see you guys. By now, having to make preparations for the rites has become second nature to your companions. They go about the process efficiently and, this time, in almost total silence. You cannot shake the sense that the routine shall not go on much longer. Sir Gilman approaches and confirms to you that the Nightwing sigil is set. Everyone has their books and raiments, and the grounds are ready. Everything should be in order. Well then, Master Eater, this night supposed we could while away these final precious moments prior to the rite by witnessing the stars parade about the glorious night sky. To think that this knight lives so much of his life, utterly ignorant of the stars and their eternal beauty. You and Sir Gilman stand together in silence for a time, looking for the stars above to show some indication that the rite is to commence. It is taking too long. Concern begins to well up in you, but then, the camera pans up. Or I guess technically not pan, right? Tilt. If today really is the finale, I've got a bad feeling I'm gonna lose a match somehow. I'm gonna find a way to mess up my perfect run.
Reader,
It's gonna ruin the rest of my weekend.
Have mustered wherewithal to usher in the rites. The sky grows dimmer by the day.
Should have got my jacket. It's too cold.
Surely you must know by now that you shall never all be free. Yet still you struggle to fulfill some senseless plan. But I digress, of course.
Honestly, I don't care about the plan,
Some
sir.
of us still honor the tradition.
I'm here to win
Some of us
games.
hold dear the teachings of the scribes.
The pyres on each side are burning bright. From across the field, you observe the leader of the Tempers approach and remove his mask. There they are, huh? Come to show us off for one last time, I guess. Used to be we could take these Nightwings any old night, but now it ain't so simple anymore. Got this one last shot against these guys. Might as well give it all we got, eh? Or yeah? Let's make them cry. I'd love to see you try.
Who shall it be this time?
Bertrude!
Bertrude.
I think because we want to make sure, or I want to make sure that we have one of these two always on the field, I don't want to double up on them so easily. You know what I mean? That's basically my idea here.
Tizo.
I mean, I would love to run the two of them, but it's too risky if one of them gets sick and then I can't. Or I guess both of them get sick? I don't know if that's potentially a possibility, but like...
Wolfred. Predictably decided.
The Nightwings have stood against the Tempers many times before, but this time it may be the last. Everyone, let us conduct this rite with glory. Nightwings, thought I'd mention after this rite's over, I'm calling it quits. So do old Iggy a solid and make me work for this one like I used to. Yeah, I'll make you loose. I feel it.
Commence.
I'm running. He can't get me. What the fuck are you gonna do, huh? A strong opening move. A strong opening move, if I say so myself.
There.
Alright, I'm playing slow here. I'll wait for him to come back. Hide. No. That sucks. That's not what I meant to do. I hit the wrong button.
The fires wane.
It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everyone, chill. Oh my god.
Orb slips from your clutches.
Oh, I missed the click. No way. Did you think you were gonna get that?
The orb is up. A wonderful performance, Wolfred.
Ugh.
By the scribes.
Phew.
It
You're my
seems
level.
The Nightwings are a bit ahead. The orb. It was a
Ho ho ho!
blow against
Oh, the rhythm has been established. The rhythm, the flow. They fucking wish. Now I'm trying to find an opening. They're everywhere on the field. I'm going around.
It was a crushing blow against their fire.
You Nightwings, you've been practicing, ain't ya? What about you, Iggy? Just washed up old goat. You're through. How long you gonna keep at this? Getting weaker and weaker, worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings. Finish it already, will ya? Sooner we wrap this up, sooner we all can catch some shut-eye and put an end to this damn day. Let's win! No way. Get out of here.
Someone there rose
Defense.
to the occasion.
You got the speed! Bertrude!
The blasted Nightwings prevailed somehow.
Bertrude kicked it into second gear.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame.
I saw the opening. I saw the vision.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Ye tempers, he conducted you here with such fury and such desperation, and we must commend you for it, despite the outcome which had favored us. Tizo, making some noises, he's pleased to have prevailed, though he wishes that the tempers find their peace. Well done, Nightwings. As for the tempers, though they fought us fiercely many times, I doubt that it shall be enough. May they find mercy in this land. Hey, tempers, always wanted to go out on top, but I think it's time we called it. Come on, let's go drink to this. Got something I've been saving for just a special occasion. They took the loss with grace. I respect it. All in all, he seems very enthusiastic about it. Good for him. What is this? This is after casting Implode. I don't use Implode that often. I'm gonna be honest. Returns much faster, though that's pretty good. If banished, Tizo drops a moon sign, allies can instantly transport to from their pyre. Tizo drops a moon sign, allies can instantly transport to from their pyre. Sure.
Praise be to Haub the Swallow.
Haub the Swallow.
Until the next rite, if there even is to be another one.
If there even is another. Inside the wagon, after triumphing over the tempers, Tizo is discussing aspects of the outcome with the others when the lone minstrel seeks you out. Pardon the interruption, reader, though I need to ask a moment of your time, while the night is clear enough for you to see. Please, come have a look outside. Perhaps the news of your next destination might further stir the hearts of your companions. Among what stars yet remain shining in the night, one of them now burns as bright as ever you have seen. Answer its call. Oh, we're going right there. Holy shit. Huge, massive even. What's our probability of success? 80%? I like those odds. The cycle turns even more quickly now, till such time as it shall shudder to a halt. He makes a sound then, almost like a laugh. I forget myself, reader. I should not say such things. The scribes, they would say that one ought focus on the path in front of him. When we set forth to walk a long and labored path, it can be all too much. If we stand back and look upon it as a whole, we may well decide to turn around. But if we begin to walk whilst casting down our gaze, and whilst resisting well the urge to look too far ahead, we may make steady, careful progress. Soon enough, we may arrive where we endeavored. The lone minstrel bids you a good evening. You had best retire for the night, for when first daylight comes, it shall be time again to take to the skies. New page, new page. The Tempers. Myr, the Horned One, formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in the Triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, he has had a dualistic nature for as long as he and I consider each a friend. The stories I am told about Myr's youth describe no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I once was an imp that could not write. Myr once was a man that could not think. The Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now, they rise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Myr himself, rather, they are what Myr wished he could be. We ride. I kind of just like flying for some reason. Whoa, 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 hey, hey, whoa! Your wagon reels from the impact of some sort of massive object slamming into it mid-flight. False, Nightwings. Orlick calls down to you all from atop his wagon. Again, you seek to climb that cursed mountain beneath us. Again, you seek to take my rightful place. I should send you crashing down to it. You might fall as I have. He stares down at all of you. But I shall not. Rather, we shall meet upon the summit, ere the last cycle of the rites is ended. Until then. Well, shit. You make landing on the sacred Mount Elodiel after your encounter with Orlick. Orlick spoke the truth. He has a right to gain the summit. When the time comes, Celeste shall deem him worthy and shall let him pass. Though he has transgressed against the rites, he has also already been anointed and prevailed. Nothing is written in the book on this, and liberty ought already be his. For the time, it seems that he has not yet traveled to the summit. Perhaps he's still making preparations with his fellow exiles. When exactly Orlick intends to make good on his promise, he did not make clear. For now, you are to confront Manly and the Chastity upon the summit, but first you must prepare. Later that afternoon, you accompany Burchard through the sublime grandeur of Temple Cistern to the monument of Under King Orus. Do not fear, ye ancient gods, ye who cannot even keep the stars illuminated in the dark. Do not fear what is to come. Do not fear for our companions. Do not fear our adversaries. Do not fear the Commonwealth or fear for it. And do not fear for us. You return to the wagon after she is finishing paying her respects. Someone awaits, but first there's time to continue practicing your vocations. Burchard gained 3 glory. Dope. Oh, it's full. Oh yeah, so this top one is gone because we picked all the things we could. Interesting. You notice Burchard studying the Beyonder crystal. She sets it down as you approach. The mouthy wraith rebuketh our attempt to summon her. She insists that we are too young to understand. She must be referring to Sandra. Seems that Burchard may be able to invoke her. Stubborn, that one. Possessing of an ancient understanding, olden ways and olden times. Many centuries of history, knowledge of the 8 scribes themselves, held captive there within that green-tinged stone. Within that wrath's own memories. With that we could extract them in some way. Perhaps thou couldst induce the wrath's obedience, reading one, for she heedeth not, she claimeth obligations unto only thee. Although, she stops and thinks very carefully. The Beyonder crystal is not to be tampered with. Your fellow exiles know that its use is at your sole discretion. She backs away from you, still thinking to herself. Ignores our inquiries about this, reading one. Our reasoning has taken us elsewhere. Her refusal to cooperate is like to be an ancient warning of some sort. It's possible the others of the southern bogs know something of her. But we shall not be tampering further with such sorceries ourselves. But the wraith refused to cooperate suggests that her predicament is suitably deserved. She heads out in a huff, but just as the air grows still and quiet, you sense something from the Beyonder crystal. Mouthy wraith, she says. Can you believe it, reader? Ah, to be so young and foolish again. Sandra, the unseeing, laughs to herself. Your proximity to the Beyonder crystal must have been sufficient to invoke her in this case. That crone of yours is far too curious, I think. It appears that even she has learned her lesson in this case. Thank the stars, I'm beholden to no more than one among you Nightwings at a time. And thank the stars that happens to be you, rather than her. And if that crone attempts to lay her fingers on my Beyonder crystal again, I shall just have to torment her dreams till she's my age. Do feel free to mention that if it comes up. Now, farewell. You know where to find me, lovely reader. She vanishes. Seems as Sandra provided resistance to Burchard's tampering. If so much history is tracked within the Beyonder crystal, there it shall remain for the foreseeable future. Well. I don't think I need to mentor any companions, though, either at this point. Like, we're pretty... I mean, if I look at the meters on everyone, it's quite, like, maxed, almost maxed. And then, yeah, I mean, he's got the green all the way, but... Really comes down to... But also, having a bit, like, Burchard might be able to get into that 5th level. It's probably going to do me more good than picking up something and just getting a bit of money to sell and get something. I think Even though I was almost about to talk myself out of it, I think I gotta pick this. Let us then discuss these matters which you believe should be of benefit. You and Bertrand review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumvirates you have confronted on your journey. She has keen insights about some of them. Oh, that's so... God, so close. That's... Oh, that... I was just about to say, I hope it doesn't end short. Those who deign confront us, we shall give increasing reasons to beware. I hadn't been thinking about who I'm going to send, because to me, our options are going to be everyone but Tree, seemingly. So Bertrude, Tizo, and Sir Gilman. Not only do I not want to lose Bertrude as a player in the rights, but I also feel like she's less deserving. You know what I mean? And then also, so then it comes down to Tizo or Sir Gilman. Both are pretty dang good and somewhat comparable as far as positions I think of during the actual gameplay of the rights. And part of me feels like I should feel more inclined to send Tizo up. But also, it's kind of funny. I was early on in this playthrough, I was like, man, just get rid of Sir Gilman because he's annoying. Now we've gotten rid of so many players where I'm like, I'm thinking Sir Gilman, maybe because he kind of just deserves it at this point. And I think that's where I'm leaning. And then that would leave us with Tizo, Bertrude, and Wolfred. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. We've come full circle basically with Sir Gilman. Kind of crazy. A messenger imp somehow tracks you down in the great heights of Mount Aladil and delivers you recent news and rumors from the other side. Specifically, the imp shares details regarding Pamtha and what became of her since she was liberated at the Fall Solium. She found herself back in the homeland of her enemies where, despite her connection to the High Wing remnants, her past transgressions were forgiven. In fact, she was asked to join the military council given her unique background, yet she refused to cooperate and instead demanded to be reunited with her sister Tamtha. But when they threatened her with re-sentencing to exile and insisted that she take the opportunity, Pamtha said at last that she would think it over and return with a decision soon. Next she was seen, however, was among Wolfred's sons and daughters of the Revolution, where it said she has attached her loyalty at least for the time. You thank the imp for bringing you news, which soon gets your companions talking. You suspect the ancient enmity between the winged and the flightless shall not be soon resolved, if ever at all. Never once before had this night felt even a thing for our most bitter enemies, and yet, having known Pamtha proved eye-opening indeed for this night. I hope to hold that both the Thine sisters one day soon shall join together as part of our good cause. Two of them can only lead us toward a brighter future. Groom! She's wishes for Pamtha to find her way and her sister in the Commonwealth. In spite of some mixed feelings, the news of Pamtha's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with resolve. Plus one hope. Plus one hope. You are returned once more to Scribe's Gate, where the Gate Guardian awaits under a dim sky. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you, Tariq. This is to be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards I would have words with you in private, if you please. Seems to me rather late for words now, Tariq, but I shall hear them once your charges cross the gate. Now, all of you, come forth. Please state your names and what it is you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Once more, your companions cross the gate, one after another, and once more, you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all, then waves you through, toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And Tariq? Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. For now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. Everyone, I shall see you shortly. It's time to play the game. Can't lose now. Can't lose now. So I'm just enjoying the singing. Oh, hey, guys, it's gotten real cold again up here. But it's worth it, let me tell you. Got a lot of customers that stop by. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little since I've been waiting here a little while, I guess, but are you buying anything? Just the way it goes sometimes, eh, Dad? The time has come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversaries, the Chastity, achieve the same instead. O Minstrel has returned and approaches as you await the signal from the stars. There's something I wish to ask you, reader, something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind me asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? Have you deduced how many liberation rites are still to come? I could ask if this is the very last one. The rate at which the stars are vanished. The rate at which my thought process has always been that there's 2 left. With how many we lose another one where team is down to 3, then you would be like, oh, there's going to be a second one, and then we're down to 2, and then you, in theory, can't play. Or you probably could technically play with 2, but I assume the game wouldn't do that to you. But I've thought of it not as a story thing, but more as like a gameplay kind of element. I don't want to pick the last option. And even though I think it's 2, why would I feel so confident as to be like, yeah, there's 2, man? You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this. Fuck it. 2 remain, including this one now. See what he says. You tell him the only logical deduction would have been able to make based on all of your readings of the stars of late, that there shall be one final liberation rite after tonight. I concur with your evaluation, reader, sir. I wish to make certain that you are aware so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we soon shall both find out. But lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. Look forth! Bam, ba, bam. Ba, ba, ba.
Reader, I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please.
I'm thinking.
When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more.
Oblige.
Would that the scribes were here among us still. I would not sing your praises to them, rest assured. I trust that you shall savor this occasion. You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
Pyres burn and each of the triumvirants is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirants is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Chastity, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Manly flourishes onto the ground and grasps his mask in his spindly fingers. Definitely not letting this guy fucking win. Warmest salutations to you all upon this blessed eve. I am Major Manly Tinderstaff, and I must say that I am very, very moved to be part of these proceedings. Shall be my humblest of privileges to return quite soon, I hope, into the Commonwealth, where I shall dedicate myself in full toward the betterment of that society. I long to be a part of this glorious tradition, even when my freedom is rightfully restored. For it is not the case that exiles such as we are called upon to lead. How you govern in the Commonwealth is not our business here. Your intention shall mean nothing if you do not prevail in this right, manly Tinderstoff. Oh, but I mean no offense. Meant no offense at all. I shall serve well these rights. I promise. Why, I should think I shall be sending many exiles here into the downside to replace me. I can think of quite a few who I think would benefit from experiencing this wonderful tradition for themselves. Then Manly covers his face again. Now, as for you, Nightwings, make no attempt to undermine me here, and nothing shall befall you or your loved ones in the Commonwealth. Is it a deal? I'm gonna feel so good beating this fucking guy. Like, I think the last Liberation Rite was with the Kerr and his son and stuff. And I was like, damn, I feel really bad for beating them because they were always super nice and respectful to us. And then it's like, and then the next match is against this guy, and I'm like, fuck this fucking guy. This guy's like the worst. I know. Fuck this guy. Fuck this man. You know, it's actually good because it's interesting because this game, obviously, clearly, it's kind of been talked about, and I don't know how it's exactly handled because we haven't seen it as I've played, but clearly there's a way for you to lose, and then the other team is going to send someone, their person that they've chosen up, right? And that would impact the story somehow. And so I assume the game is to make you feel like when you're interacting with these other characters, and if you potentially lose, or if you intentionally lose, and you're like, oh, I want to send those other people up, or whatever, give them the chance. So you're like, oh, there's like characters, compelling characters actually care to see win. And then it's like, but they don't, it's not like every enemy you face is like some bastion of good where you're like, oh, I would be happy to see them go up. Like, it's good that there's this fucking asshole who clearly is established as an asshole, and there's no redemption that should be given to him. And so you're like, ooh, yeah, I really feel really good beating his ass. Like, I'm really glad I get to beat his ass again. Nightwing's your choice. In whose name shall you conduct this liberation rite? I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, reader. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tariq.
Whom shall you attempt to send home this
Alright, the
time?
decision has been made. Funnily enough, Sir Gilman.
Sir Gilman.
Has this knight at last regained his honor? Let us now find out.
Who shall stand with him? Bertrude.
We shall lend our support to that one then.
Volfred.
We stand with you this night, Sir Gilman. Let us prevail here now.
With that out of the way.
Now it begins. Do me this favor, if you please, and stand aside like a good sport there, Promise to reward you handsomely once I'm free. Nope.
Commence.
Get out of here. Alright, I'm covering that, like, hallway right there with my thing. Which is pretty good. Oh, he just walked right into it. That was good, that was good. Good first start. First opening move. Oh, that was close. Got him. Oh my god, I'm teleporting everywhere. I couldn't get in. Damn it. Damn, I misplayed. Oh, could have been worse. Bertrude, I think you could do this. Run, go, Bertrude. Run, Bertrude. Yeah, Bertrude! God, Bertrude can be fast. God. Alright, he's got to play some defense here. Nope. No, I misplayed. Oh, fuck. No, God, his teleport can be, like, disruptive. It's fine. I'm not upset. No, I overshot! Oh, no! That's bad. Ugh. I can't get in there. There we go. Get that hop in there. No, that's some bullshit. Alright, I gotta just stay down. Stay down here. No, I did the thing I did the thing I told myself not to do. We're fine. We're fine. We're gonna play safe here. Speed.
Glorious.
Oh, here. Go.
The Night Wings now are closer to achieving victory.
Ooh, that was a good jump on their part. That was a good jump. I gotta hand it to him.
This is the road to ruin. Manly banished.
Ooh, that was close.
Sublime.
Let's go. I gotta get Volfred to score. Ho ho! What's this now? It seems to me the scribes so enjoy our company. The entertainment we provide that they have deigned to reignite our pyres. Observe! Something stirs in the sky. The heavens are to rain and reignite your pyres, and the right shall continue, ere one pyre or the other is put out. Plus 50? Do I get plus 50? Where's my plus 50, huh? No way.
You left yourselves wide open.
Where's my plus 50, huh? That's some bullshit. Oh, God, this is scary.
There. Exactly by the book.
Plus 50? The hell happened there, huh? Get out of here.
You have it.
No. Oh, that could have been it.
The orb.
I'm scared. No!
Quite foul for the Night Wings.
No way.
Ah.
No! This is gonna be my first loss. I can't believe my first loss could come to this fucking asshole. It's gonna be the worst thing ever. It's gonna be the worst thing ever. Fulford needs to score. Oh, we need a massive comeback here.
Yes. I almost
No
believe
way.
what transpired there.
That. Oh, man. No. Come on. Oh, it's so close. No. Nope. Get out of here. Who do you think you are? I am. Oh my god. Oh, it's so close. I think I have 2 and he has 4. Big. Massive. Not great. Nope. Don't even try. Alright, Burchard, I need you to just fucking pick it up here. Oh! No! I don't know! Yes. Teleport. Burchard, I need you to run like you're it's too risky, though. No. No! No! Got him. He's trying to shield. That's 2. They're 2 down. No, I can't. Oh, no. Oh, this is maddening. Yeah, what are you going to do, huh? No! Oh, wait, the ability! I forgot I have Volfred's ability. Oh, Volfred. Clutch. Clutch, Volfred. I forgot Volfred had that, like, restoring ability. Oh, shit. Oh, from the... Rise like a phoenix. Oh, I had no jump. I had no stamina to jump. That was my bad. Fuck, forgot. Forgot you needed stamina to jump. Burchard, run.
And there it is.
Oh, we're fine.
Nightwings proved their worth. An outcome which left little room for doubt.
I was literally about to just rage quit the fact that I lost to fucking Manly.
Thus ends the
Oh, man.
liberation rite.
Would have been the worst thing that happened during this whole playthrough.
Scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Nightwings.
Volfred and his dumb ability
Absolved
came
of all
clutch.
misdeeds,
Chills.
returns glory in the Commonwealth.
Chills.
His adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Why, this is another outrage. Have you any idea what you've done, you ingrates? Sir Gilman stares at nothing in particular. You sense he's still taking in what has transpired and what it means for him. So then, this night, he is to be free? He is to be free? Nay, but that would mean, why, that would mean his honor's restored. One cannot go back into our commonwealth by any other means. This night's exile self-wrought, his disgrace profound, that he has been atoned under the eye of the Underking and those of all his noble comrades. He begins to grow very emotional, and then... This knight loves you all! He loves you all, that you would strive for him and let him join your noble quest. This knight does not feel as though he's deserving of this outcome yet. The result appears inarguable. Even now, this knight is drawn into the Shimmer Pool. Our time grows brief. Therefore, know this, beloved friends. This knight shall ever strive on your behalf, there in the Commonwealth. Though his honor may have been restored, his true journey only now begins. And so, good friends of the Nightwings, this knight must now bid you farewell. However, the bonds we form together shan't be broken by mere distance, nay. Strive on, good friends, strive on. You can still hear Sir Gilman as he vanishes into the Shimmer Pool. If this lowly knight could have achieved such glory, surely can you all for now. Farewell, farewell.
Godspeed, Sir Gilman.
Get that little guy up there.
The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
long have we sought to fathom all the dark secrets hidden by the light of the stars. Now at last the stars themselves revoke their station in the night, and we have finally achieved an inkling of this. While we have less than the adversary, she deals an additional 5, or once per eye after saluting adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers. How many times have I actually saluted during an actual game? You know what I mean? Probably very little. Probably not enough to justify me picking it up and then never using it. I gotta be honest. Gotta be honest with myself. Fuck Manly. You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the chastity and the liberation rite. A fortuitous result. Safe travels to you, Sir Gilman. The rest of us await the day of our reunion on the other side. You succeed in liberating Sir Gilman, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. The last light of the stars still shines for us above. At this point, what is to become of our plan needn't be the subject of our speculation. I trust that we'll learn of the outcome soon enough. Our actions to this point shall pave the way, perhaps our faith as well. So let's for now focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of the rites. Soon we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up for a little stargazing. Let's see where the downside we shall be returning for these final rites. Where in the downside? You turn back towards the darkness to look upon the last few stars stubborn to relinquish their light. So one more cycle? What are my options here? Beat the teams I hate the most, I think is the idea. So that if I am to lose, because I was getting kind of close. Hope, the Midnight Star, Jomir, or Goal. Now we take this one on. Once more, you are to face the withdrawn then, although I wonder. He hesitates before saying anything further, cannot sense his thoughts. I apologize, I was lost in thought there for a moment. Let's make our way to the cairn of Haub, when everyone is feeling more refreshed as much as possible. On Legacy. Reader, that you shall always bear a burden is much lighter than the burden of a lonesome exile. Go forth and become free. Then, join the others such as you, and lead with mercy, continuing to demonstrate your worth, and knowing that the Empire's fall formed the foundation of our Commonwealth. You shall cease to be a reader and become a voice both to the free and to your successors here, who shall take up this book when you no longer need it. The cycle of the right shall see to it that you, and others like you, shall be liberated ere the coming of another age, and the stars shine ever brightly on us all. Soul Shell. Following the successful outcome of the liberation rite, you find Bertrude muttering something to herself. You hear some of the words as you approach. Shouldst thou seekest darkness, then my nightfall come to thee in time. Shouldst thou seekest courage, then my bravery may soon bloom within thy heart. Shouldst thou seekest water, then may the oceans open wide for thee. Shouldst thou, hard to say, seekest fortune, then. You recognize it as Bog Benediction, though you have never heard it said aloud. Then Bertrude sees you there and cuts short the chant. Care thee to explain thy presence, reading one. We were amidst an invocation, which must now begin anew. Just for the Worm Knight, if thou needst know, to speed him on his homeward journey. The Worm Knights are a distant kin, and like their ilk, ours have been passing interest in the sea. There within the depths we have long seen that which is to be seen. Nevertheless, the distant kin is kin. That foolish Worm Knight. Surely he should never have survived his years if not for divine aid. Thus we provide him more. Then perhaps the Worm Knight, easily underestimated as he is, perhaps he shall turn out to be of some small benefit, as part of Sandalwood's designs. She glares at you intently for a moment. Mistake thee not for these actions as for affection, nor for a longing for the loudness of this place, to escalate ever again to volumes such as only his incessant shouting could achieve. Now leave us, reading one. The invocation must be finished ere the Worm Knight finally arrives upon the shores beyond this land, before his homecoming. She turns away from you and then begins her chant again. Shouldst thou seekest shelter, then may the elements be merciful to thee. Shouldst thou seekest kinship, then may thy kin hold memory of thee. Shouldst thou seekest darkness. You leave her to the benediction. Worm Knight's absence is already felt. You know, however, that he will strive with all his might on your behalf there. On the other side. We ride. It is daybreak. You are to set forth now for the Cairn of Hob for what appears to be the final time. Thereafter you shall return here for one last exile's final chance at liberty. We fly. Our second to last journey. Down, down, down. Vocations. Here. Repair the wagon wheel. In spite of having checked earlier, you realize the black wagon suffered some damages to one of its wheels. Burchard is already working on repairs, but not having much luck. Most disagreeable is this matter, so thy aid is warranted. Hours later, the wheel is fit for travel again, although fixing it seemed to take a toll on her. Oh. Should have picked the other thing. Minus one hope. Damn. Oh, hey guys, you know, seems so awfully quiet now, I gotta say, without that slippery little character who used to hang around with you. I mean, he talks like this a lot, you know what I mean? Hope he found that honor thing he's always going on about. We don't got that in stock just now. Honor. That's funny. I appreciate that. Can anyone's thing level up at all? I mean... Oh. He transports 100%. And that's maxed. Good enough then. You guys really are my favorite customers, you know. Page revealed? Downside dining. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this. The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe, and above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at break of day for subterraneans. Colder places dig for them, give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside the sandfolds. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Alright, I'm going to take that BRB really quick. I'm not going to be able to put up a BRB screen very easily, so I'm just going to sit on the screen. Give me just a couple minutes. And then we'll do the final 2 rites and see the end of this game. Allegedly. back. Oh. No, I'm not back. I gotta get my jacket. I said I was gonna get my jacket, and then I sat back down without getting my jacket. That's very upsetting. That's upsetting to me. I need to feel comfortable. What is the point of existing if you are not comfortable while said existing? You know what I mean? Okay. Now, I'm back. How am I supposed to conduct a rite while I'm not comfortable? The mood is more dour than usual as you make preparations for the coming rite. A hush has fallen over your fellow exiles, and a sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of your companions is unfazed. Sense the influences of one of our own. She's nearby. Her mind, corrupted, calls out screaming. Canst thou hear, perhaps? She speaks of witch Udmilde. I don't know how to say this name. Udmilde. The adversary whom you expect to face this night. The witch. She doth revere an ancient god undying and unyielding on this land and on our consciousness. We may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us to be a bidding ye. However, 'tis a risk upon her mind and mine own, although a worthwhile risk, perhaps. Burchard seems to think that you can be weakened somehow through the coming rite. Then the stars above begin to shimmer with their strange light. It's music. There, the star of Yislach. Our adversary worships it, and whom it represents. Fixate upon that star, reading one, if thou so darest invoke its power. Do so, and our adversary Udmilde, she shall be emboldened, but also left vulnerable to our own sorceries. We may yet limit her ambitions thus. Burchard asks you to invoke the star of Yislach in this rite. Why, though? Which one is that? Which one is... Oh, it's this one. I read the Astralborn part, but not the... Your adversary shall be more cunning and much quicker to react. You know what? I'll do it because it might make something interesting happen. But I'm scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared, giving the enemies another boost. I'd be scared. I would be lying if I said I wasn't afraid I was gonna lose this now.
Reader, the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame. Much like a stack of books. Aflame because of you. Because of your outlandish plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again. Your attempts at revolution shan't succeed. Though by all means, keep trying. As for myself, I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
So what have we here? We have returned once more unto our presence. Yes, we sense something among ye. Ooh. Burchard slithers forth and gazes at our adversary. Thou maggot, we should have known. But Burchard does not respond. Nightwings, that one shall be of little benefit to ye. That one's sorceries are a mere pittance to the overwhelming might of Yislach. Soon ye shall see. Reading 1. Thou invoketh the star of Yislach, so then beware. Through our sorceries shall inevitably be cast into a hopeless doubt about her faith upon her god. It shall be done if we prevail, but only if. Our own mind shall perhaps be forfeit otherwise. Jesus, that's a risk? It seems that though the outcome of this rite, either Umhilde shall be permanently weakened, or Bertrude shall instead.
Choose quickly your triumvirate.
I feel like we should have talked about this more, Bertrude, about the potential for for shenanigans. Like, I have to win now. I gotta win. The penalty seems great. Yunvilde. Whatever her designs upon the rights, it cannot be good. She has dangerous intent. Now the Nightwings, you wish to mock Yislach. Ye in your infinite foolishness shall be among first to suffer. Oh god. I'm scared. I gotta use speed. No! God. Damn. They're so big. They're so big. They're actually big. They're so big. God, I can't move.
A nearly negligible effort.
Holy shit. They're insane. One of our own. Seeketh ye the lifeblood for thyselves? Yes. You wretched witch. Tampering with elders' forces of which ye knows not. Ye forfeit everything for an abomination from the stars. Quaint. Thought perchance ye sought the true enlightenment, yet you reveal yourselves to be as narrow as the things which you now consort. This lack shall devour ye as all rest. I gotta go fat. I gotta... No. I gotta teleport. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta come back. We're coming back here. Damn, Tizo's speed. I mean, I'm trying hard there. There we go. Stop that. Stop that. Get them out. No! No, 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 no. Oh. Also, I should be using the teleporter. I'm seeing the teleporters, but like... Okay, there we go, there we go. Coming back. Don't let them, don't let them. There, the goal is open. No! Ah. Blocked. Blocked. God, this is intense, actually. I tried there. Block again. I know what they're trying to do with the jumping. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, no, really?
How very fortunate.
I'm keeping it near me. I'm waiting for our guys to come back here. Fuck! Oh, jump! Get in there! No! Get in there! No! Oh yeah! Oh, the jump by Bertrude! The jump by Bertrude!
No more than a lick of flame remains.
Oh, I tried to get in. Oh, and he's gone. Jump! Oh! Got her. Run, Tizo, run! Run! Run, Tizo! Yeah! Yeah!
Fine, yes, you prevailed again. Alas, that
Close.
adversaries failed
Same
to
people who
stop.
made Hades. So close.
The ceremony is complete.
How could this be? How can this be? Oh, it kind of feels good to beat her too, honestly. You slack, answer us. You slack. You slack. Which Hilde continues with her screaming, having been defeated in the right. You observe Bertrude there, fixed in meditative pose. There, Hilde, relent, relent. Thy god has now abandoned thee, because thy god is dead. Thy god is dead, pray to him, let all thou likest, yet it shall do thee no good. Damn. Got her ass. As Bertrude recedes into the shadows, Unhilde slumps down, staring at nothing before her. Impossible. This cannot be. Answer us. Answer us. Udmilde suffered -5 hope permanently. I mean, that doesn't do much for me. I'm never going to see this lady again. This lady's gone. It is possible our plan shall not succeed despite our fiercest efforts here in the Commonwealth, but I know for certain that our efforts shall not be in vain. We learn and strive together. We prevail or we fail together. On this path we share. It has been and shall continue to be my greatest honor. Permanently 5 hope or a sapling. I feel like the sapling's not good enough. God, our team is scrappy.
At your earliest convenience.
Our team is scrappy. And it's one last match, I think. And then we're done with the game. Crazy. Crazy journey. No one speaks further of the withdrawn back at the Black Wagon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the right that is to come. Our final chance at liberty presents itself at last. You surmise that to be the long and the short of it, then. The stars always shine with truth. The ending of the cycle of the rights is now upon us. He looks over to you. Please look forth, reader sir, and see this for yourself. You may well surmise where we are going next. The others turn to you as well. You turn toward the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. The dim and fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. Everything is gone. Everything else is gone. Could I always have hovered over these? Oh, of course this guy's our final competition. Damn. No matter. I got the skills. You are summoned to the Fall of Solium for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that if the rites, however, shall commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime, or that of any of your companions, even the longest-lived ones. The stars reveal to you one thing more. The adversary whom you face shall be Orlek. Already he has crossed the Scribe's Gate and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes created the Nightwings in their own likeness, perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should in the end be forced to face themselves. It is a shame that we should have to confront Orlek in the end. Our goal should never have been at cross purposes. I am surprised that this is what the scribes desire. For now, it may be best that you recover until dawn. Regain your strength as best you can for the coming trial. Rest well, reader. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Elodial and make a final effort to achieve your plan and get somebody home. But who? That's a good question. Who the fuck do I send? Oh, here we go. The foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it, lest you aid its reawakening. It sups upon despair and fear and doubt, and lands such as your own, as our own. 'Twas our mighty mistress Milth who tracked the astral-born monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from traveling across stars in search of simple prey. The wicked astral-born could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance. But not Milth. She cast upon a fiend 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. With the creature's incandescent skin, we bound this book and bound ourselves unto the stars. Well, if that doesn't sound like a a final passage.
Foolish reader,
Ah!
your so-called
Spooked me.
friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you.
Hey, all I know is how to win, sir.
You shall never have your freedom.
I was picked to win, and I will then lead us to victory. By dawn, you are already up and about after a troubled slumber. The Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to the Fall of Solium. No one speaks. No one speaks because we're all so concentrated on winning. As you lift into the skies, the lone minstrel raises his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may befit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind it very much if I were to play this song for the Night Wings? Ah, do it, dude. You urge the lone minstrel to play his ballad so that all among you may hear it. He begins without another word. Oh, I can't speed because he's singing. I didn't want to land before it finished. Volfred shall gain favor, or Tizo shall gain favor. Tizo's gonna have to do some carrying for us here. You touch down amid the old masonry of Mount Elodil to make pilgrimage to the summit for one last time. There, one last liberation rite shall soon commence. There, one last exile shall regain his or her freedom. All others shall remain to carry out their sentences here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And in the Commonwealth, the plan of which you are a part shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. After having landed, you join Tizo on an expedition to the monument of Molten Milth, for what is likely to be the final time. Hello again, great-grandfather. I've come again to ask of you a favor, if you please. My friends, they wish to all return to freedom. I was hoping you could help them, just this one last time. I understand they cannot all go home, that this is beyond even your power now that the Titan stars have spread across the night. Yet by your leave, I wish to help them this last time. They are my friends. They are my friends. What else is there for me to do now, save to help them? Soon he is finished. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Molten Milth has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your last ascent. For now, your vocations may occupy what little time you have to spare. +3 glory for the little guy. Love to see it. Oh, he wants to say something. Tizo seems to be in the midst of conversation with the lone minstrel as you approach the two of them. The little imp appears perturbed about something. And above all, he is very, very loyal. Fiercely so, in fact. All throughout the land know better than to underestimate him in spite of his little stature. In that respect, Tizo and in many others, I might add, your great-grandfather was very much like you. Tizo seems to be asking the lone minstrel to confirm if he is not playing some sort of prank. Aye, I'm being serious. Have you known me to be the jesting sort? Tizo seems to be admitting the lone minstrel has always been sincere with him. Just so. Then please do not denigrate yourself, for you are not only his heir, but you are my remaining link to him, and thus to all the 8. And more importantly, you are my friend. Aww. Tizo is grateful to the Lone Minstrel for his kind words and considers him a friend as well. The Nightwings need you now, more so than ever. Then the Lone Minstrel turns to you. Is that not so, reader? Respectfully decline? What kind of asshole would I be? Heartily concur. You concur with the Lone Minstrel's assessment of Tizo as a most remarkable and irreplaceable member of the group. He's an extraordinary imp indeed. At this, Tizo rushes up to you and gives you an imp hug. Imp hug! Adorable. Tizo is grateful to you for your kindness and your support of him. Tizo bounds off happily as the Lone Minstrel looks on. And there he goes. Thank you indeed, reader. Tizo sometimes loses sight of all that makes him special, quality uncharacteristic of his kind, but not so much in common among yours. Once there was a time when he was the sole imp able to conduct the rites. Since then, however, other triumphants have found imps with the capacity for it. They make for useful allies, no? More than willing to conduct the rites whilst having no desire to leave this place. Although, little Tizo does have dreams of visiting the Commonwealth. In any case, I'm certain he shall continue to serve the Nightwings faithfully. The Lone Minstrel bows his head on his way out, bidding you a good rest of the afternoon. Now, I was curious because I was like, damn, who of my three do I pick to send to be the final person who ascends? And I'm like, I was not going to pick Tizo, but even with just this little conversation, I'm like, damn, he kind of deserves it. And honestly, Volfred, the tree man, Bertrud, the bog lady, like, they were such late arrivers. Something still scares me a bit about Volfred, being honest. Something seems sketchy about him still somehow. And if I'm being honest, Bertrud doesn't even seem like she would want to leave. She kind of just is here. Tizo at least is like, hey, I want to see the Commonwealth for once. I'm gonna forge here. What did I get? Oh, nice. A thing that doesn't really do anything for me at this point. Deep in the splendors of Mount Elodil, you find a messenger imp looking to bring you the latest news and rumors from the other side. This time around, the imp brings tidings of Sir Gilman and what happened to him since his liberation at the Fall Solium, when, at last, his self-imposed exile came to an end. You learn that his return to the Commonwealth was met with much rejoicing, that before long he was promoted to the rank of Veiled Captain on the Blood Border. And yet, with tears welling in his eye, he did refuse the post, stating he no longer had the heart to fight against the High Wing remnants as he once did. He then cast down his helmet, and, when next anyone saw him, he was among Volfred's agents, having joined the revolution to reshape the Commonwealth from within. You thanked the messenger imp for the report and saluted crisply, as surely Gilman would have. Soon the news has everyone in the wagon talking. Tears he shed ought have been bottled and thus set aside for use in various salves. Okay, Bertrud. Tizo feels inspired by the news of Gilman's selfless actions. Noble Gilman made the gallant choice, it seems. Our plan comes closer to fruition through his good example and support. The news of Gilman's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Plus one hope. We're going to need all the stats we can for this next and potentially final fight. You stand before the Scribe's Gate with your companions. The Gate Guardian is there as ever, but you sense something different in her. The exiles of the Nightwings. We shall not meet again after this coming rite. Tariq and I. Shall be time we take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Nightwings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst us feels thus. We have a duty to uphold, Tariq. And then what, Celeste? And then, nothing. Not for the rites or us. Not till the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwing, step forward. Please state your names and what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, your fellow exiles approach her, now with sureness in their step. Tizo believes that his ancestors are watching over the Nightwings and seeks to live up to their legacy. We are called Bertrud. We seek Big Bertrud. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood, for we are fond of him and his beliefs. Then, to go about our business. My name is Volfred Sandalwood. A long is yet to see an age where freedom is one's birthright, and no longer are good people such as these forced to contend for it. Finally, you step forth once more. You, a war orphan who vowed to help his friends be free again, and who managed to come this far with his group. The gate guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except for you, Tariq. You stay right there. I thought you said the rites are not yet ended, Tariq. He looks to her, then over to the rest of you. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. The gate guardian and the lone minstrel remain together as the rest of you depart. Now it'd be a real big bummer to lose this final match. I feels like it would be so anticlimactic. Like, the pressure is fucking on. But I feel like if I think about it too much, I'm gonna lose. You have gained the summit of Mount Elodil for the 7th time, the final time in which any of you shall have a chance to leave the downside. Gotta talk to my slug buddy, don't I? Hey, guys. I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm well, going out of business here, I guess. Just hasn't been the same, you know? What with the stars all fading out and stuff. This is sad. Anyways, just wanted to say you guys are great, and sure I'm gonna miss having you guys as customers and all that. But I got some good news, though, too. All of my stuff, it's all on sale now, and I will throw a little extra there just for you, okay? So, enjoy, and maybe I'll be seeing you guys around, okay? Henceforth, all Falcon Ron's goods are 5% off. Great. That's really funny. That's a good joke. All his goods are 5% off. What a steep discount. Damn. Wow. It's incredible. Alright, bye, buddy. Well, I guess maybe I should pack it up for the day. In we go. You've gained the summit of Mount Elodil for the 7th time. Very few stars remain above to light your way as you await the commencement of the final liberation rite. Lone Minstrel finds you clutching the Book of Rites, seeking there, perhaps some bit of wisdom that has eluded you thus far. Reader, we may not have a chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I'm grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well, this night and always. Go forth with glory. Then he looks up and extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. You see Burchard has joined you. All of your companions are there with her, in fact. Reading one, thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee and are grateful. Tizo made a noise and wants you to know he has the utmost faith in you. It is strange for me to say, given the circumstances of our meeting, reader, but it has truly been a pleasure. Onward now. Let us achieve our plan. You look upon your fellow exiles, your companions with whom you have withstood the downside, and with whom you shall now conduct this final rite. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. He departs. After this night, the outcome of Ulfred's plan, the plan of which you have all been a part of, shall be decided, one way or another. For now, all you can do is strive to prevail against your final adversaries, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles as the last remaining stars ignite. The final liberation rite of this age shall now commence. Our cause shall live on. Let's go! To victory. I'm turning this one off. There's no shame in my game.
Look, for one last time, upon the fall of Solium, dear reader. Hear me for one last time.
One last time.
For soon, the few remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there for your remaining days in that forsaken land where you deserve to be. The rabble that you roused here in the Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last liberation rite. You face none other than yourselves. Each so unlike the glorious Nightwings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free, for you deserve each other.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirate is present and prepared. But before the lone minstrel can concur as per the custom. Not another word! The demon Orlex slowly raises his clawed fingers to his mask. The false Nightwings have arrived at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once was stolen from me. Then I was cheated of it, here upon this mountaintop. You may not attempt to take it from me once more. He stands there for a moment, silent. Then, Orlex dons his mask and stands prepared. May these damned rites cease forever, for the misery which they caused. Damn, he's right to the business. Nightwings, we shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of the rites is all but ended. Thus, I would have your decision. On whose behalf shall you conduct this final liberation rite? The one whom you anoint, or else the exile Orlex shall be returned. Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct this rite with glory. Nightwings, the stars' remaining light grows dim. Your decision, please! It is time now to choose who, if anyone among you, shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in the downside to the end of your days. One by one, you meet the gazes of each of your fellow exiles. Wolfred. Burchard. Tizo. This choice, man. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends. Together, you have come this far. But now, the downside and the rights conspire to tear your group apart and disrupt your plan. The pressure is too great. Damn. What happens if I pick this? There's a part of me that really wants to pick this. See, if I picked yes, I would probably just go Tizo. I'm really curious what happens when you pick this, though. And it is vaguely kind of cruel and unfair to have to make such a decision, as the text reads. Is there no other way? I know it's silly to say, but I'm trying to think. If I pick Tizo, is Dreamman and Burchard gonna be mad at me? With but a glance. The problem is, I feel if I had no strong feelings about Tizo, then I'd be like, is there no other way? And maybe it does some random choice thing or something. But like, to me, I feel like Tizo deserves it. With but a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation. Too bad for the rest of you.
Let's go, Tizo. Tizo is deeply moved by your decision, but regrets that you are forced to choose just one. Your choice is cast. As for your other companions, you sense a clarity of thought and purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Tizo as well as you.
Who shall lend him
They don't feel bitter, maybe.
Bertrude.
Big Bertrude! Thy will is ours, reading one, but the remaining stars shed their last light upon our ceremony here. Assuredly, my boy. Besides, we stand against Orlex. It is fitting that I should have to confront him myself.
The choice is cast.
Those are to be my adversaries, then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts his will over that group? You sense Orlex searching for you almost, reaching out to you. You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me, but you. You, who would relinquish your own liberty for sake of them. Strange. It is fitting, then, that I should have to face one such as you. Then, Orlex stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same. By light of dawn, the cycle of the right shall cease. Let us see if we can finish this ordeal before that time. Now, he's got a big... If he doesn't come out, then it's going to be what the tactic I would always use was have that big guy always defending. So we're going to have to find a way around it. The sky above begins to shudder. The final liberation rite is about to commence. Tariq. Aye, I'm prepared, Celeste. Then, let our song this evening shake the stars themselves. Aye, Celeste. Let's make sure of it. Deep breaths. Can't lose now. I'm disappointed to see you here, Tiso. Opposing me once more. Tiso! Tiso rage! He's very upset and calls for Orlek to cease speaking to him. Orlek seems to stare at the imp for a moment. It is a shame that you are caught up in the middle of all this, little one. Your mind has been poisoned against me. Tiso insists that Orlek is wrong and urges him to stop what he's doing. I am sorry, Tiso. Now, I shall only say this to you once. Stay out of my way. Damn. Oh, Tiso! Oh my god. Domination on their part. I got fucked there for a sec. Okay, we're fine. Now the thing is, that means that they're out. Like, so like I've got a round here where I can do some work. You know what I mean? Like I should be able to... Ooh! They lose quite a bit of presence on the field there when he scores. The sky rains ash. Soon shall your pyre's own mingle with them. Just then the skies above begin to rain down fire, the final throes of the cycle of the rites, and the ending of the age. Whoa, whoa, wait, whoa. Whoa, what's happening? Oh my god, Tiso! Whoa, what's all that about, huh? Fuck is that all about, huh? Got him! I don't know what that asshole thought he was able to do, but that was cheating, basically. Oh, I thought I was there. Ooh, look at that perfect use of the teleporter. Oh my god. Clutch. You wear the raiments once again. I could not simply stand by and do nothing, Orlek. Yet, that is what you did. When last we stood together on this blasted mountain, I fell. You simply stood. Orlek, what shall it take for you to be convinced I took no part in your betrayal? Orlek seems to consider the question, but only for a moment. Give me my damn freedom. Let me prevail, here and now. Would you promise to uphold our plan, to bring about a better Commonwealth? No, I make no promises. I owe you nothing. Then I am sorry, Orlek. My love of country comes before all else. More than your freedom and our friendship is at stake. Your love be damned, Wolfred. Let us stand as adversaries then. Damn. Get him. Get him, Bertrude. Big Bertrude. Big Bertrude. Big Bertrude scores. Run, Tiso, run. Run, Tiso, we need speed. Oh, fuck. I tried to fly above him. It didn't work. Oh, that was a fool. I was a fool there. No! I was a fool!
Your pyre shall soon be ashes on the ground.
Get him. Oh my god. They're crazy with it. Get him out of here. Oh, they got nothing.
That Bertrude's faster than she looks.
They got nothing. So the false Nightwings bear their fangs at last. But that cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? Then fight for it, damn you. Oh, there's so...
To that Orlek. Grown old and bitter lo these many years.
Haha!
Of Solium Myrrh.
All of you. You shall rot here. You shall rot as I have all these many years, you, false Nightwings, who would deny me once again my rightful liberty. You who deny that liberty all the triumphants you face and vanquish, under the guise of the traditions of these blasted scribes. Come, let us continue with this glorious affair. Got him. Got him. Oh, fuck, I thought I had it. Alright, Bertrude, stand strong. Stand strong. Got him. Run, Bertrude. Oh, met me in the air. Jesus, that was close. Got him. Oh, it's a back and forth. It's a back and forth. It's crazy. Caught. Oh, shit. Oh, Bertrude. Oh, Bertrude's by herself. She's got the... Oh! Oh! Undefeated. The Nightwings. That the whole game, the best.
Rather convincingly, I must admit. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen...
I took this joke of a team to an undefeated season. Tizo is lavishing a great deal of generous praise on you after having prevailed. You look upon Tizo for what you expect shall be the last time you see each other. Any moment now, the Shimmer Pool shall engulf him. Any moment now, he shall return to glory and join with Wolfred's agents in the Commonwealth to help achieve the plan. Any moment now, the cycle of the right shall end until at least the dawn of a new age. Any moment now.
And thus, the scribes have chosen...
Any moment now. Go, Tizo.
The scribes have chosen... And thus, the scribes have chosen... No.
What's happened?
Nightwings. Reader. What have you done?
Tizo seems very concerned all of a sudden. Something is wrong. Each prior time upon the fall of Solium, the Shimmer Pool is opened following the Liberation Rite and taken in whichever exile prevailed. But now, all is still, and the light of the stars above has all but died. You sense a growing fear that it's already too late, that the Shimmer Pool shall not reveal itself again. Ooh. Orlek approaches, his head bowed. The 8 scribes saved their greatest treachery for last. Then, something else catches his notice. Wait. A sun rush of starlight cascades through the stillness of the summit. The Shimmer Pool has appeared again, different, somehow, but open. Tizo looks upon it, but it does not engulf him, or at least not yet. Seems I was mistaken then. The 8 scribes, this is not their greatest treachery, it is their greatest jest. The Shimmer Pool is flung wide open. Seems that all are worthy now of freedom. Orlek strides toward the Shimmer Pool, but... Halt, Orlek! Orlek glances over at the lone minstrel, almost in surprise. The Shimmer Pool has lost most of its strength. You step inside and you shall surely drown. Of that I can assure you. He laughs to himself at this. That we have all been cheated. No, the Shimmer Pool is revealed and one of you may still return as planned. But, as for who returns, someone shall have to choose. Ere the last light of the stars is extinguished and the rites cease to be. This is the final trial of the scribes. The final trial of the scribes? Then our confrontation, the liberation rite, it was all meaningless? It all was meaningless, I mean? No, the victor of the confrontation is to be the one to make the choice among those closest to the scribes. Either the anointed or he who anointed them. Thinks that this means either he can go to the Commonwealth or you can. I shall be either you, the reader, or shall be either or. Tizo, please make your decision quickly, lest it shall be forfeit. I do not know how much longer the light of the star shall offer you this gift. Tizo, go. Seems then that Tizo has made up his mind. Tizo chooses you. He wants you to be free. What? Oh, we've been baited and switched. You are free to go. Tizo wishes to give up his freedom so that you may regain yours. Very well. Reader, sir, the choice which Tizo made, or rather, the choice which he gave, it is now yours to make instead. This choice is to keep bouncing back and forth like this? Absurd. It may, until such time as one of you is willing to accept the burden and the outcome of the choice. That is the trial. And I fear that there's little time remaining now. Reader, if you and your companion are too cordial with each other to accept that freedom, either one of you, then I shall gladly take it. Freedom ought to be more than some flirtatious trifle to exchange. Reader, what is your will? Okay, this is your chance, and Tizo wished that you would take it. Choose Tizo. Your intention this night was for him to return to glory, and it shall be done. Or he earned his rightful freedom long ago. He deserves his justice. I definitely can't pick this last one. Even though it might be the noble thing to do. It's just, And there's a part of me that's scared of picking Tizo again, because as I just kind of said, is it just going to keep bouncing between us? And then we lose our opportunity? But choosing myself seems very selfish. Tizo. Fuck it. You are decided. You have chosen Tizo. He looks at you with some astonishment. Tizo, sir. Do you accept the reader's choice, or shall you make another? Tizo makes very clear that he accepts, with your blessings, of course. Then, it is done. Get in there, little buddy. You see a look of genuine surprise flash across Tizo's face, and then... he is gone. You gave a chance at freedom so that Tizo may yet have his.
Godspeed, Tizo.
Look at him just floating in there. Tossed about.
Stars remain aloft. The cycle of the rites. It is finished. The Commonwealth. What shall become of it? What shall become of us? Nightwings. The opportunity to gain your freedom from the downside. Was it not enough?
That night, the exiled Tizo returned to the Commonwealth. He was to be the last. The stars had faded and the cycle of the rites had run its course. He found the Commonwealth in great upheaval. Spurred by the efforts of 6 liberated exiles, Wolfred Sandalwood's revolutionary plan had incited the masses. These exiles, in the starless sky, portended the return of the scribes. The people surged into the street, shoulder to shoulder. Led by the 6 exiles, their voices shook the heavens. The leadership of the Commonwealth panicked. No blood was shed that night, and by dawn it was over. The leaders of the Commonwealth had cast themselves back into exile, or joined in this new cause. Thus, in its 838th year, the Commonwealth had fallen. The new Saurian Union declared its sovereignty in the next year. Among the changes its elected leaders ushered in, they vowed never to cast their people into exile, and they abolished the old Commonwealth decree forbidding literacy. Today, we still remember all of this. And we remember the exiles of the downside, whose deeds led to the dawning of our age, whether they returned or not. Oh! What's all this, huh? Look at all these characters. After his liberation, Hedwyn was instrumental in the events. Oh, it's like a finale, like credits are rolling and it like tells you what all the characters did. After his liberation, Hedwyn was instrumental in the events leading to the fall of the Commonwealth and was vital to the outcome of the plan. The peaceful outcome of the scribe's return was attributed to several key factors. One of them was the underlying ambition of the plan itself. Another was Hedwyn's visibility among the people in the streets. Identified to be a liberated exile, he's believed to be Golathanian reborn. More importantly, however, was that one of the winged harps of the High Wing remnants accompanied him. He was later identified as Thakani Shang. Their bond was symbolic of what was at stake that night, and proved vital to the peace that followed. In all his days as a leader in the Saurian Union, Hedwyn oft confided in his friend Jodariel. Despite her intense manner, there was no one whom he trusted more in times when circumspection was required. Hedwyn would often think back about the vow he made at the beginning of his quest for freedom. Although he cherished all the friendships he made, he had pledged to Jodariel, Rookie Greentail, and the Reader of the Nightwings that they might all be free again together. He had broken that vow, for, in the end, not all of them were able to return. A terrible guilt over this darkened his mood for a time. It was just me who didn't go. However, the others whom he still knew lifted his spirits, much like he had often lifted theirs. All the Nightwings knew the stakes. All the others who stood with the Nightwings were not all able to remain in contact. Thus, Hedwyn thought of each of them often, and so in turn did they oft think of him. We're gonna have to click through quite a bit of people here. Although I do kind of like this as like a thing. I kind of want to go. After the cycle of the rites ceased turning, the lone minstrel bade the remaining Nightwings take the Black Wagon and seek their fortunes elsewhere in the downside. Their parting was heartfelt but brief. He remained there, at the summit of Mount Elodil, with Celeste, where the two of them would chronicle the final outcome of the cycle. Neither Tariq nor Celeste were ever seen again. We know all this now through song attributed to them. Some claim these songs originated in the taverns of the Saurian Union and merely were imbued with weight of folklore. However, exiles liberated from the downside corroborated each other's claims at having met this duo that presided over liberation rites. Another folktale suggests these minstrels were heralds of the scribes. Having fulfilled their obligations, they departed the world we know and rejoined their patrons. One of their famous songs describes another simpler outcome, that the two gave up their duties to the rites in favor of a life that they could share together. In any case, they are likely to remain the subject of such verses and such songs, for it was they who watched over the rites and ushered in our times. Oh, we got so much. Okay. I feel like I'm losing my voice is the problem. The imp called Tizo was the first of his kind to achieve liberty through the rites. While he was not only the imp trained in the ways of the scribes, imps are native to the downside and thus care not for traveling abroad. This made them useful to triumphants. Yet, Tizo had a different calling, and the Nightwings believed that he too could play a key part in Volfred Sandalwood's plan. During the night of Scribe's return, he stood out to the populace as something of a miracle. They had only heard of downside imps before, from legends of Hob the Swallow. Afterwards, he became something of an icon, representing both the fall of the Commonwealth and the beginning of a new era. He would visit his friend, Faye, at every opportunity. She was among the few who would consistently interpret what he meant, and they were always close since first they met. Volfred Sandal would sometimes send him little gifts all the way from the downside. Despite the insurmountable distance between them, their friendship proved more than resilient. Tizo often missed his interactions with the Reader of the Nightwings. They had quickly built quite a rapport back in the downside, and Tizo would often express wistful gratitude for all of his time conducting the rites alongside the Nightwings who made such sacrifices for him. Other than that, Tizo was diligent about his role as something of a living artifact and helped interpret for the messenger imps that relayed news to and from the downside. Despite having gained significant celebrity, he never let it go to his head, although he did take full advantage of his access to the Saurian Union's fishing industry. I do like the little noises. Let's read some of these guys who I'd never lost to. All these losers. All his life, Sir Deluge had fled from one danger only to find himself facing another. He had escaped the war-torn waters of the Sea Dominion, he had escaped the blood border of the Commonwealth, and now he had escaped the rites. After the rites had ended, many exiles wrapped up in the ancient tests were crestfallen, as their last chances to return to their homes vanished along with the stars above. But Deluge did not mind, for this outcome meant that, at last, there was no burden of responsibility weighing down on him. While most of his fellow exiles of the Pyre hearts yet longed for the waters of the Sea Dominion, driven as ever by their impulses toward conflict, Deluge settled down. With him remained one of his companions, one Lady Seagrass, who had taken a liking to him for some reason. Reportedly, they disappeared in the waters of Worm Gulf, which may begin to explain the significant increase in worm population observed in the vicinity. As the cycle of the rites drew to a close, it grew evident that a chance at freedom from the downside had forever slipped from Dalbert and Almer Oldheart's grasp. Thus, they and the exiles of the Fate returned to Ymir Valley. They struggled to get by, as exiles of the downside tend to do. Sometime after the rites had ended, the Oldhearts at last heard the news that the Commonwealth had fallen. This was well after the fact, of course, but it brought old Dalbert great joy. Despite his forthright manner, he had no love for the nation that cast him down, along with his son. Dalbert Oldheart passed peacefully in his sleep before the next new moon. In his final days, he implored his son to undertake a pilgrimage to the scribes. Almer never shared his father's view of the scribes, but respected Dalbert's wishes, and so, after a period of mourning, Almer began a new journey. Not a day went by that Almer Oldheart did not think about his father, give thanks to him, and speak to him, at morning and at night. Would that the stars yet shone, for surely Dalbert's would be there among them, smiling down at his son and watching over him and his kin. This guy. Barker, I hope it's like everyone's like theme song is playing while this is going. Barker Ashpaws never had much interest in returning to the Commonwealth, for he always found its bylaws to be stifling, so when the rites ended, he did not care at first. He soon grew very bored. The rites had given his life a certain sense of structure he had always needed. He missed the raw anticipation of it all. He decided to continue conducting the rites for the thrill of it. He bent some of the rules and replaced some of the objects, but it was close enough. His packmates, the Descendants, proved more than happy to participate, and thus they ran against each other back in Ymir Valley. Gradually, other exiles familiar with the rites, as well as those who had not heard of it at all, started to take an interest. They ended up giving Barker Ashpaw some healthy competition. His old feud with Rookie Greentail ceased meaning anything to him. He forgot all about it amid his new pursuits. Ultimately, even Barker Ashpaws, who has led such a directionless existence to that point, found something of a calling through the rites. Whether he took the rites less seriously than any other exile of his time or more was often debated by those who watched him work. After the cycle of rites ceased turning, records of what happened to the Black Wagon of the Nightwings become inconclusive and contradictory. Some accounts suggest that the exiles of the Nightwings who remained in the downside continued to make use of the Black Wagon as their place of shelter and their means of travel. However, there's no record of what happened to the wagon's contents, such as the Book of Rites or the Beyonder Crystal, said to be haunted by the apparition Sandra the Unseeing. One possibility is that, when the lone minstrel took his leave, he took the Beyonder Crystal with him, for he was thus obliged. By his line of reasoning, however, the Black Wagon itself should have been taken also. Others remain skeptical that the Beyonder Crystal ever existed, or rather, that the visions that it granted were anything other than the result of an active imagination or fever dream. The bog dwellers of the southern bogs offer still another explanation, for they are familiar with binding enchantments. If there existed such an object, in which the Sisters of the Arch have been expelled for more than 800 years, then the enchantment would have expired along with the light of the stars. What this would have meant for Sandra and the Beyonders is difficult to say for certain, other than it may have meant that they were finally released. Nevertheless, the fates of Sandra and the Beyonder Crystal remain unknown. Yet those exiles of the Nightwings who claim to have seen this apparition all spoke of her with degrees of reverence, or perhaps a little fear. After the cycle of the rites had ceased, Witch Yudmilde returned to the Flagging Hands region, where she sealed herself within the Pit of Nilth. There, even her fellow exiles of the Withdrawn allegedly grew unnerved after a time and left her to her vile work. Sometime later, the Pit of Nilth erupted into flame, so intense was the conflagration that it could be seen all the way from Ymir Valley. Arson was suspected, though the cause was never verified, and many bog dwellers in the region were forced to flee. A tempest blowing from the north finally quenched the flames. When at last the ashes settled and the ground had cooled, the site of the fire was scarred beyond recognition. No trace of which could be found. As for the contents of the Pit of Nilth, which notably included a profane object thought to be the remains of Yislak, all of it was gone as well. Back in the Sarian Union, Yudmilde's repeated threats of the return of Yislak were thoroughly investigated, and no credence was found in any of her claims. After the final liberation rite, Lendl refused to believe that the rites had truly ended. He would sit through night after consecutive night, staring into the blackness of the sky, awaiting any kind of sign that he might gain another chance at freedom. No such sign ever came. His fellow accusers started to express concern for him. Survival had become their top priority once liberty had slipped from their grasp. Lendl dismissed them as weak fools. He insisted, rather forcefully, that any evening now, the stars would shine for him again and mark the way toward his inevitable freedom. He was, of course, mistaken. The others in his triumvirate were left with little choice but to abandon him. After that, the exile known as Lendl the Liar was never seen again. However, there have since been sightings of a bedraggled demon who wanders the downside and bears Lendl's cruel countenance, suggesting yet he yet lives. What a sad life for that man. After regaining her freedom, Pyre found herself in a difficult position. Having once betrayed her people at the High Wing Remnants, she knew that she would not be welcome in her native home. She did not trust the Commonwealth either. Instead, she found her place among Wolfred Sandalwood's agents who were busy doing their part to fulfill the plan. As it turned out, the plan was a success. Pyre stood shoulder to shoulder with her other fellow former exiles, and truly, they were a sight to behold. A disturbing rumor later spread that night, the High Wing Remnants were slated to mount an assault which, for some reason, never came to pass. Pyre denied any knowledge or involvement. Afterward, Pyre played an active part in negotiating terms between the High Wing Remnants and the new nation that would become our Sarian Union. Her previous attempts at something of the sort led to her exile. She must have felt some satisfaction to succeed this time around. Sometime later, Pyre had an unexpected run-in with Rookie Greentail, with whom she had spent a fair amount of time while traveling with the Nightwings. Under these new sets of circumstances, it turned out the two had more to talk about and rather more in common. They would often put to test which one was able to outdrink the other. It is unclear as to which one of them prevailed in that contest in the end. One day, Pyre received an invitation to return to the High Wing Remnants, where she was to be fully pardoned. She held out hope that she might see her blood sister, Tamtha, there, knowing full well that Tamtha had not regained her freedom. Tamtha did later learn that Pyre was welcomed back by her people. However, she never responded to her blood sister's attempts to contact her. Pyre, in turn, did not expect forgiveness from her at any point. Nonetheless, she kept on trying to reach out, she said, to ruffle up her feathers just a bit. Later, when asked, Pyre admitted she felt as though she had no home to call her own. This was during an interview conducted amid an extensive trip abroad, where she had traveled thousands of leagues beyond the bounds of the Sarian Union. Pyre continued to journey thus, citing that it reminded her of when she was younger and could fly unfettered. God, we are maybe just halfway with all these people. I'm reading, like, fucking novels here. With the rights drawn to a close, the slug market's revenues fell precipitously, and Falcon Ron was forced to liquidate his assets and close up shop. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those of an entrepreneurial leaning, this time of hardship led to an epiphany, or at least a sudden change of fortune. One day, Falcon Ron had a run-in with a messenger imp bearing news from the other side. Ron gave it to one of his remaining trinkets, which could not be sold. The following week, the messenger imp returned to him, bearing a tidy sum of wealth in newly minted coinage from the Saharian Union. Falcon Ron cut a long-term deal with the messenger imp then and there. Though his trade remained a gray area from a legal standpoint in the Saharian Union, the newfound fame of the downside caused Falcon Ron's goods to explode in popularity. He later signed an elaborate agreement with Big Bertrudes and found a distribution partner on the other side through Rookie Greentail, whose own business had expanded. Especially in the Saharian Union, Falcon Ron's goods are still known for their superior quality, though he assumes no liability for any side effects. Throughout her exile, Tamtha was motivated by a single goal: to return to the Commonwealth and exact vengeance on her ancient enemies. When she realized the rites had ended and that she would never see her mountain home again, she nonetheless remained determined to aid her people however possible. She had gathered certain information pertaining to the intentions of the Nightwings, who had formed a pact to regroup on the other side after their liberation. Other such reports exposed certain weaknesses in the Commonwealth defenses and revealed to the High Wing Remnants the opportunity for a risky but potentially impactful strike. As Tamtha could not participate in the assault, she learned what happened well after the outcome. On that night, known as the Scribe's Return, the Commonwealth had fallen. The Hidewing remnants thus prevailed at last, without even having to fight. Soon after the fall of the Commonwealth, Tamitha learned her blood sister Pamitha was an accessory to this successful outcome. Tamitha was very skeptical of this, but as similar reports kept mounting, she soon accepted the prevailing opinion, however grudgingly. Once, a messenger imp arrived bearing some sort of message, seemingly from Pamitha. However, Tamitha turned it away. She would not give in to an impulse to forgive. Knowing that the conflict on the other side had ended, Tamitha retreated to the crags of Black Basin and grew ever more distant. Those closest to her surmised that her inability to reconcile with her blood sister was at the heart of this, though for her part, Tamitha never once admitted to any such weakness. Asshole guy. When Manly Tinderstoff realized the rites had ended and that he no longer could return to the Commonwealth through his ancient means, he was outraged. He cursed the scribes, spewing forth such a slew of blasphemy as to very unbecoming of one of his high status and bearing. When at last he calmed himself, he focused all his energies on attempting to find another means of homecoming. He maintained regular contact with his wealthy family on the other side of via messenger imp and used their vast resources to explore other such means of escape. He tried using an elaborate pulley system. He attempted to retrofit a flying black wagon with superior propulsion. He tried an imp raft, a hot air balloon, even prayer. Nothing worked. There was only one way to escape the downside, and now it was gone. Tinderstoff bankrupted his family in these vain attempts. At last, such was his shame that he retreated to the teeming woods of Black Basin to Cinderroot. There, he yet wallows, complaining of his comrades of the chastity who still put up with him, either about his own misfortune or the latest news from the other side. So deserving. Deserves nothing more. Once it became clear to Ignarius that the rites were drawing to a close, he knew that it was time for him and the Tempers to call quits. But first, he and the Tempers decided to celebrate, and that they did for many, many nights. The revelry did eventually subside. The exiles parted amicably and went their separate ways. He roamed the downside then, searching for some meaning in his life, sometimes taking odd jobs requiring his brute strength. He never remained alone for very long and took on many lovers in his time. However, he sometimes thought about the one he had called Curly Horns, and what became of her. Though his glory days as the most powerful conductor of the rites had long since passed, he always enjoyed the fearsome reputation he had cultivated at that time. When the worm Gilman returned to the Commonwealth, he believed that he had regained something even more important than his freedom, his honor. Gilman relinquished his knighthood and declined an opportunity to serve as captain on the Blood Border. He was not interested in fighting any longer. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those such as he, the circumstance soon came about in which there came a need for him to once again make use of his military training. Thankfully, however, the scribe's return ended peaceably. Gilman was on edge throughout the night, expecting violence to erupt at any moment, but the moment never came. When the matter was at last put to rest, then Gilman truly knew his time as a knight had ended. He declared to all those in earshot that he would never fight again, unless of course there arose some other extraordinary set of circumstance, again requiring him to fight, but he certainly hoped not. He still trained regularly, just in case, especially with his fleet-footed friend, Rookie Greentail. He was always grateful for having studied under the Reader of the Nightwings, without whom he would never have completed his penance. Because of this, and perhaps because they were on opposite sides of the world now, Gilman dedicated his life to him. By that point, he had long forgotten about his days under the leadership of Sir Deluge, his former commander. Breaking free of his abusive leadership was his first step toward gaining a bit of self-respect. Gilman never did return to his homeland of the Sea Dominion, and was content to lead a monastic life on a small residence in the hills. It was just high up enough to make him keep striving to conquer his fear of heights. Other than that, an intense daily training regimen and the occasional visit from an old companion was more than enough to keep him optimistic and engaged. He knew by then that honor was not something to be won, but a contract with oneself to be renewed each day. 6 more. Oh, I feel bad for these two. Several exiles of the Nightwings cared more of the plan of Sandalwood than to return home from the downside. The crone called Big Bertrude was a prime example. She had found a suitable environment to live within the dismal region known as Flagging Hands. There she had built up a thriving place of business known to many exiles in the land. With the rites having ended, she returned to her preoccupations, working away almost as though nothing had happened. See, that's why I didn't pick her. I was like, she's gonna be fine just being here. When one gets to be more than 400 years of age, perhaps then even monumental events such as the culmination of the rites or the collapse of the Commonwealth are seen as trifling matters. Much of her effort was doubtless due to the influence of Sandalwood, someone whom she had admired now for decades. It made clear that he could not requite her feelings for him. But what could have been a hurtful dismissal led only to a deeper understanding between them. By and large, Bertrude kept focused on her work. Whether casting small enchantments or imbuing talismans, the work brought her a sense of purpose, she would say. In the Commonwealth, such services were strictly forbidden, but in the downside there was a real need for simple luxuries, which the competing slug market could not always provide. Thus did Big Bertrude continue to live up to her name, and the tales of her days with the Nightwings made her that much more living legend. Might as well get him out here too. When the cycle of the rites ceased turning, Wolfred Sandalwood turned towards the starless sky and closed his eyes and prayed. It was all that he could do at that stage of his plan. He aspired to assemble with liberated exiles representing each of the 8 largest ethnic groups composing the population of the Commonwealth. They would stand together as the vision of the 8 scribes returned, inspiring the masses to embrace an older set of values from before the Commonwealth had tightened its grip. With the rites ending sooner than expected, this ideal scenario became impossible. Sandalwood's own freedom, for instance, was now forfeit, yet the plan did have contingencies. Fortunately, most of those contingencies did not prove necessary. Word reached him that, on the night of Scribe's return, his fellow liberated Nightwings stood together and their voices echoed through the streets. These former exiles, who ought to have disappeared in the ranks of the Commonwealth's own leadership, now stood united with its people, who poured them from their homes in solidarity. It was imperative to Sandalwood that the stand against the Commonwealth be peaceful in its nature. An overwhelming show of popular support would be more than enough. Ensuring this was his priority, and in the end, the result was self-evident. The plan's goal had been achieved. Sandalwood kept busy after that, as much as possible, providing counsel from afar to those who would be at the forefront of the birth of the Sarian Union. Of course, being stranded at the downside meant that there was only so much he could do. Resting assured that the future of the nation was in capable hands, he turned his attention to the remaining exiles of the downside. They might never return to that new nation, but at least they could experience its triumphs and struggles in some vicarious way. So, he took to his old work, writing and printing. As literacy began to spread again throughout the Sarian Union, so did 2 exiles of the downside take to it. For his part, Sandalwood helped to teach as many as he could. More than that, he provided the material to read, a semi-annual report about the latest events both of the Sarian Union and the downside. This periodical gave many exiles something to look forward to. He welcomed the company of the reader of the Nightwings at every opportunity and counted him a trusted friend and a keen editor. As Wolfred Sandalwood gained more fame throughout this land for all his sacrifices and his contributions, it is said that he remained steadfast about 2 things. The first was that the cause itself ought to remain in focus, the freedom that the people had achieved. It was a gift to be cherished, a set of values that need to be nurtured. The second point he made was that he himself had little to do with the outcome. He would often praise the exiles of the Nightwings who had stood with him, each in turn, by name. He never forgot any of them. One day, to commemorate his birthday, the people in the Sarian Union unveiled a monument depicting him and the Nightwings as imagined in their prime. While Sandalwood did not learn of it until much later, it is said that he was moved to tears then by the gesture. It has since ensured that those of us with memories more fallible than that of Sandalwood likewise remember the achievements of his fellow former exiles in our cause. Oh, he's actually a good guy. Actually a good guy. After the shimmer pool closed for what would be the last time, Orlek looked around him in the flickering light of the Nightwing's still burning pyre. He then turned to the false Solium and looked up toward the black, starless sky. He cursed the 8 scribes, then, one after the other. After that, he strode forward towards the waters coursing from the site of Mount Alodiel, and without hesitating, he cast himself down. Orlek's body was never recovered. The drop from Mount Alodiel does not appear survivable, though Orlek did survive it once. That time, however, he was filled with fury. Such was the betrayal he had suffered when his fellow exile claimed his rightful freedom. This time, Orlek was filled with nothingness, and chose to leave the downside in the one way he still knew he could. The other Nightwings, who were witness to this, never forgot what they saw. Damn. That's rough. Womp womp.
Concealed Avidias.
After Rookie Greentail earned back his freedom, he returned to a lavish welcome ceremony in the Commonwealth, as was the tendency for liberated exiles. It was everything he could have hoped for, and soon he was well off, surrounded by luxury, and choosing between various exciting opportunities. However, he must have given in to his better judgment, as he did end up siding with Wolfred Sandalwood's revolutionary forces, as he promised. On the night of Scribe's return, Greentail was there with the others, inspiring the masses. He never looked prouder, the very image of Yomir Menimane himself. When dawn finally came, and it became clear that the Commonwealth and that everybody knew would be no more, he realized many new opportunities awaited. He began quite a lucrative career for himself, manufacturing and upselling replica merchandise inspired by the downside. His main struggle was to meet demand. An aspect of his conscience cautioned him against making light of such a thing, but the money was too good, and soon his family was as well off as he always said. One of his orders of business was to seek out one of his old companions, Pamtha Thean, to whom he took a liking during their quest for freedom. They bonded further over love of drink and supported one another through uncertain times that lay in stone. He also kept in close touch with Gilman, ever the perfect practice partner. They would train together often, taking care to stay in tip-top shape as much as possible throughout the years. Greentail always did his best to keep in touch with all his many friends, and knew that he owed his fortunes to them. He made a special point of staying close with a group of friends he came to know so well during his time with the Nightwings, wherever they were. They shared a special understanding that put even Greentail at a loss for words, sometimes.
Concealed Avidias.
The Commonwealth had never provided a sense of home for one that they called Faye the Fair, so she was surprised on her return that she was so well treated. She felt uneasy about it, and besides, she knew that she would do her best to fulfill the pledge she had made to her friends. Even she could have expected the impact that she would have on the events that followed, which gave rise to the Saren Union. Despite not fitting the image of any of the 8 scribes, Faye nonetheless stood out alongside the others amid the teeming masses at the night of Scribe's return. She spoke of the scribes with such conviction and sincerity that the crowd was very moved. After the fall of the Commonwealth, there was a renewed interest in the legend of the 8 scribes and many new interpretations of their histories and teachings. Faye found herself at the center of all this. Her way of speaking continued to compel a growing audience. She swayed many people from their astralist beliefs. Soon, the 8th Word, which had lost favor with the people during the reign of the Commonwealth, sought her out and asked her formally to join, and she did right away. Among her friends, she always remained close to Tizo, who, more so than anyone, could always make her laugh. She cited her relationship with Jodariel as the single most important in her life. Jodariel would always provide for her a circumspect perspective and the wisdom of experience. Faye always was devoted to her faith, but more so to her friends. Many people in the Saren Union cited that her gentle manner and unwavering conviction helped them brave the changing times with courage and with grace. And lastly, maybe my favorite character, Jodariel. After her liberation, Jodariel soon became an icon of the movement that led to the collapse of the Commonwealth and the rise of the Saren Union. Her horns and stern countenance inspired the people to believe that she was solely a Mer, reborn. She became a great, if reluctant, leader. In the uncertain times that followed, Jodariel's seasoned expertise often came into play, both in matters of security and of state. For instance, she conscripted and trained a team of volunteers in public safety. The community did not know what to make of such a cordial bunch at first, but soon came to value their service. They have stood for the people ever since, and we celebrated their founding day each year. She remained close with Hedwyn all through this experience, and they supported each other through their struggles many, many times. She kept an eye on Faye, who nonetheless demonstrated a surprising knack to get by on her own, though Jodariel was always willing to provide assistance just in case. She continued training on her own, a regimen that grew stricter with each passing year. There were those who sought to train with her, and she would be sometimes obliged. There remained one other constant in her life. She would always remember her days among the Nightwings, and with fondness, for the most part. There was one more account which warrants mention. The Nightwing conducted the rites under the guidance of a reader. Little is known of him. However, some accounts of him begin to paint a picture. We know he was of common birth, raised parentless, a product of the foul work of the Blood Border. The journey to the downside left him close to death. It was then that the Nightwings found him. They brought him from the brink. He showed them the path. He pressed onward with the others. He had made a vow to help his friends be free. Thus did the cycle of the rites commence its final turns. When the final rite arrived, the Raider's freedom was at stake. In the end, however, he remained in exile. From that point on, accounts of him diverge. It is said the voice, which troubled him, he never heard again. Some say he sailed across the Sea of Solace, though, whether that is true, only he knows. Someday, perhaps, that Reader's own star shall emerge. Then it shall pierce the dark of night in all its brilliant glory. Until such time, and even after, all of us give thanks.
Their journey began on a barren
Yay.
waste where the Reader arrived.
I am curious to see what would have happened if I would have taken that final journey, that final liberation. Oh, but I would feel bad taking that away from Tizo when I was like, hey, Tizo, you take that. I couldn't do it. I'm more, especially my mentality is I'm more selfless. Like, fucking send as many people as I can for freedom. I'll stay down here. I'm chilling down here. This was longer than I thought, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Same here. I hate to say it, but on first, like, pass after finishing immediately, I kind of wish the game was a bit shorter. Oh, the song is dope. Like, this game, I feel like could have benefited from being, like, 4 hours shorter, if that makes sense. Oh, this song. I can take a check. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's very, this game was great and like such a nice thing. It's very easy to draw the direct then line from going from this to then Hades. Like the path makes. 3. This was about like 16 hours for me. I mean, I know I'm very slow when I play games, but... Oh, look at Tizo there. Hiding in her hair. Yeah, I would say, I think, in my opinion, especially if this game tries to like get you to want to replay the game over and over to see like different outcomes, in my opinion, it would have to be shorter for me to justify doing something like that. Again, I would think it would, in my opinion, I mean, obviously the game wanted you to conduct a certain amount of rites to get people, you know, give you as much opportunities to like send people freedom or whatever. But it would, in my opinion, have to be much shorter for me to even think of that being like a thing I would want to do. Also, like, I see like the benefit of like replaying to see like different outcomes, but also like I'd very much put this categorize this as a game that like the outcome I just now got at the people that I gave freedom to and everything, like that like in my opinion is like my ending, if that makes sense. Like I view this as my ending, and for me to replay it and then see like different things, not saying it would necessarily muddy my ending, but like to me it's such a like a definitive like this is what I did and experienced in this game. Having this concluding song, though, is also pretty cool. Bwah, bwah. Also, this song is cool because it's specifically singing to what you've accomplished in the story. So if different characters didn't go, then they would have to change the lyrics. So it's kind of, I think it's a cool concept. But yeah, just a bit longer than I thought it was actually going to end up being. But I'm also very glad I played it because it was one of the games in this team's that it's like one of the few that I have not played, or the only one that I haven't played technically.
As we bid farewell and return to the stars, we shall find our way home. We shall find our way home. We shall find our way
Nice. Now, technically speaking, I think I got quite some distance into Transistor, but it's the only one of these that I've not finished. I've played Bastion way back in the day. Now this, and then Hades I did on stream a while back. Transistor's the only one I hadn't finished. Is there a lot of Higurashi left? Probably quite a bit. I was talking about a bit more during the Higurashi reading, but I think there's still quite a bit left, yeah. The end. Type 0 tomorrow? Maybe, probably. I'm not sure. I was just about to say, I mean, the next True Nightwing campaign mode unlocked. True Nightwing. Next week is mostly going to be, I would think, me trying to finish Type 0. However realistic that may or may not be. So playing it tomorrow would definitely aid in that, for sure. What is, what happens if I... Random stage. Who wants to play a game with me? What is, True Nightwing? I assume it's just a harder difficulty, right? For players who have finished the campaign, your adversaries shall be favored by the stars themselves. Base difficulty, same as heightened. All Titan stars unlocked, and some must be used. Enlightenment required to rank up, rescaled. Cannot load checkpoints or restart rights. Wait, if I would have lost, could I have restarted? Book of Rights, White Flute fully unlocked. Select Market Inventory fully unlocked. Feats of Glory introduced much sooner. Once chosen, setting cannot be changed. Damn. Ah, so many questions. Let me see. More time. Okay, nope. Already read that one. What other games are going on? Fuck. Just Higurashi stuff and Type 0 and Crash Bash, which I do want to revisit soon. That's been on quite the back burner. And yeah, Eden's Garden was finished a while back. Alright. that's it. Like I said, I don't see myself probably, if I'm being 100% honest, definitely not on stream, and probably not off stream either. I even thought maybe I was going to do a replay of Pyre, like, off stream. But if I was to do that, it would probably be way down the line, or, you know. But like I was saying, I to me, like, that, while, like, seeing potential other happenings is maybe interesting, like, the concept is interesting, to me it's just, like, not in a negative sense, but it's not compelling enough for me to want to replay the game. Just, I mean, I am curious. I guess this would be something I could easily look up. I am curious to see, like, how different it is if you, like, lose or intentionally lose some of the rights so that, like, your opponents are, you know, liberated, and what that maybe does as an impact. I'd assume what that does is lessen the chance for, like, that final story, like, you know, the plan that you're building towards. I assume it's more likely then that that's falls through when you start losing the things, and then, like, you get a different, like, ending thing. Like, it doesn't, that doesn't happen, I'd imagine, is that happening. But yeah, good game. I liked it well enough. I surprisingly, weirdly enough, I didn't think this was going to be the case when I first started this, but I think I honestly liked the gameplay rights things, like, more than I thought I was going to like them. And then kind of liked I thought the universe and the setting that this game has created, I liked it. And I think the characters, I actually think, okay, I think story-wise, the characters and their backstories were super compelling. I think the slightly heavy reliance on the mythos and the backstory and everything of the game and the world that the game is creating, the reliance on a lot of that being stuffed inside of that book thing, and to be a little less interesting, if that makes sense. Like I said, I think the characters were actually interesting, though, and just the varied differences and their whole deals. I think that was interesting. And as much as I wanted to like everything else surrounding the characters, I probably liked it a little less because I found its way of imparting all of that knowledge to you to be less engaging. So much so that I think if it was left more nebulous and less explained even, and it was just like, I don't know if that point's gonna make a lot of sense, but I mean, like, if it was just left to be this left mysterious kind of, like, circumstances surrounding all the characters or everything, like, I've somehow, I don't know, it obviously you had to change quite a bit of things, but, like, I feel like that would make it more interesting if it was less. I don't know. I just don't like. I just didn't particularly like the way it tried to carry, because I felt compelled to read all the pages of that book as I collected them, but as I read them, I was just like, okay, yeah, the backstory to the whole. It is what it is. But the characters were probably very outstanding as far as the characterization, if that makes any sense. So, but good game, fun. I had a fun time with it. Longer than I thought it'd be. Like I said, I could totally see this being shaped up like even just 3 or 4 or 5 less hours than it ended up being, and I'd probably feel just a bit more higher on it if it was just a little more tighter of an experience. But not bad. Not bad at all. Hope to be on stream tomorrow. Like I said, like you said, good shot of it being Type 0. Because as of right now, all we have is that Crash Bash and Higurashi. And I don't... Maybe I check out Crash Bash for a bit, honestly. Get back into the group of that. But Type 0 next week is mostly going to be a big focus because I really want to finish that as well. Maybe start a puzzle game next. There's so many puzzle games. I have so many puzzle games in my head that I want to start. It's almost daunting, like, looking at the long list that I have, both in my head and then physically a list here on my desk of, like, just, honestly, just exclusive list of just puzzle-adjacent games. It's so daunting that, like, I'm actually scared. I'm afraid of starting one for some reason. That's the best way I can describe it. We'll see. I'm better after a night's rest or during a night's rest than after a night's rest after finishing a game to more freely feel comfortable taking on or thinking about taking on what the next thing is going to be. But I will say, there is anytime I finish a game that's anything longer than like 2 streams, I finish a game and then I'm always like, oh god, what's next? The task is daunting of having to pick a next one. For some reason I build it up in my head. So but thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. Fun times, fun series. Have a nice rest of your night. Still quite early, all things considered. I'm gonna head out. I need to make food. I need to do other things. So, until probably tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Never have to thank me for streams. You're welcome. You're welcome and all that. Stay safe, stay well. Until, I always forget I have to quit this game because I get locked in the window. So I don't want to awkwardly do that. All right. So yeah. Have a nice rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend.